in our program. So so many lectures are there. We watch so many videos, so many other realizations and Kirtan program and etc. So I thought we should have a bit of more time on the teachings of Prahlāda Mahārāja, and we can conclude today's discussion. So we have discussed some bit of realizing that God is everywhere. And I thought that we can continue with it, realizing that God is everywhere, teachings, transcendental teachings of Prahlāda Mahārāja. So, yeah. So, Krishnadas, are you able to do so now, please? Share the screen. We would like to have one volunteer, please, who can speak. Okay. Just put the main screen here, just this TTP5. Remove the left side, please. Thank you. If you can. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Wonderful. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Krishnadas. Yes, who would like to volunteer to read? Thank you. Okay, Om Prabhu, you got it now. Please, thank you.
Chapter 5, Realizing that God is everywhere. Maharaj Prahlāda informed his classmates about the all-pervasiveness of Supreme Lord.
Well,
But
your voice
although
is a little distorted. Is your connection all right, or is your microphone okay? It's not. It sounds a little fluid, Doesn't matter. Just continue. We'll see. Just continue. Thank you. It's
is my voice
pervasiveness of the Supreme Lord. Means it's everywhere. That's the meaning of pervasiveness. Pervading everywhere.
but although the Supreme Lord is all pervasive by means of his expansions and his energies, that does not mean he has lost his personality. That is significant. Although he is all pervading, still he is a person. According to our material perception, if something is all pervading, then it has no personality, no localized aspect. But God is not like that. For example, the sunshine is all pervading, but the sun also has a localized aspect, the sun planet, and you can see it. Not only is there a sun planet, but within the sun planet is a sun god whose name is Viruswan. We get this information from Vedic literature. There is no way to understand what is taking place on other planets except to hear from authorized sources. In modern civilization, we accept scientists as authorities in these matters. We hear a scientist say, "We have seen the moon. It is such and such," and we believe it. We have not gone with the scientist to see the moon, but we believe him. Belief is the basic principle of understanding. You may believe the scientists, or you may believe the Vedas. It is up to you which source you believe. The difference is that the information from Vedas is infallible, while that received from the scientist is fallible. Why is the scientist's information fallible? Because an ordinary man conditioned by the material nature has four defects. What are they? The first is that a conditioned human being has imperfect senses. We view the sun as a small disk. Why? It is far, far greater than this earth. But we see it as just a disk. We see it as a just disk. Everyone knows that our seeing power, our hearing power, and so on are limited. And because his senses are imperfect, the conditioned soul is sure to commit mistakes. However, however great a scientist he may be, not very long ago in this country, there was a disaster when the scientists tried to send a rocket up, but it at once burned to ashes. So there was a mistake. The conditioned soul must make mistakes because that is the nature of conditioned life. The mistake may be very great or very slight. That doesn't matter. But a human being conditioned by material nature is sure to commit mistakes. Further, the conditioned soul must become illusion. This happens when he continually mistakes one thing for something else. For example, we accept the body as the self. Since I am not this body, my acceptance of the body as myself is an illusion. The whole world is going on under the illusion that I am this body. Therefore, there is no peace. I am thinking that I am an Indian. You are thinking that you are American. And a Chinese man is thinking that he's Chinese. What is this Chinese, American, and Indian? It is an illusion based on the body. That's all.
Okay, we'll just pause. Thank you very much. Just will pause. So these are the faults of living entity. So yes, Path Prabhu, can you tell us what are the faults which we've discussed so far?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. I was a little distracted, so I could only hear the last part.
Okay, you do not know. Okay, all right. Thank you. Sushimataji, can you please share what are the problems of the conditioned soul, shortcomings of conditioned soul? Okay, looks like she's not there. Okay, Divanshi Mataji, how about you?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
Am I
Mataji.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Yes. Sorry, Prabhuji. Actually, I have a flight today to catch. So I was just busy in some packing and everything because I'm going back to college. So I'm sorry, but I'm listening, but I won't be able to participate as much.
Okay, all right, no problem. All the best, Hare Krishna. Okay, Dolly Mataji, can you share, please? Thank you. Okay, looks like she's also not there. All right. What about Paduman Prabhu?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Hari Bol.
Uh, So the conditioned soul make mistakes, and he is illusioned.
Yeah.
And first we read that he has imperfect senses.
Very good. Very good. Wonderful. Okay, thank you very much. So, would you like to continue reading, please? Krishnadas, can you please share the screen? Thank you. You may be busy sharing on Facebook and all that. No? Thank you. Yes, please. Can you please read, please? Padma Prabhu. Thank you, Om Prabhu.
Yes.
With your response. Thank you. Yeah.
The propensity to cheat is the fourth defect of conditioned life. I may be a fool, but I will boast that I am very learned. Everyone who is illusioned and commits mistake is a fool. But still, such fools pose themselves as being sources of infallible knowledge. So all conditioned souls have imperfect senses. They are subject to commit mistakes and become illusion, and they are influenced by the propensity to cheat. How can one expect real knowledge from such conditioned souls? There is no possibility of receiving actual knowledge from them. Whether a person is a scientist, a philosopher, or whatever, because he is conditioned, he cannot give complete information, no matter how educated he may be. That is a fact. One may now ask, how can we get complete information? The process is to receive knowledge via the disciplic succession of spiritual masters and disciples, beginning with Krishna. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says to Arjun, this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita was first spoken by me to the Sun God, and the Sun God spoke it to his son Manu. In turn, Manu spoke this knowledge to his son Ishwaku, and then Ishwaku spoke the same to his son. In this way, the knowledge has come down. But unfortunately, that disciplic succession is now broken. Therefore, O Arjun, I am now imparting the same knowledge to you because you are my very dear friend and good devotee. This is the process of receiving perfect knowledge, to accept the transcendental vibration coming down from higher sources. The entire stock of Vedic knowledge is a transcendental vibration to help us understand the Supreme Lord. So Prahlāda Maharaj says that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is identical with the all-pervading Supreme Soul, the Paramatma. The same information appears in the Brahma Samhita, that the Supreme Lord, although situated in his own transcendental abode, is all-pervading. Still, although he is present everywhere, we cannot see him with our imperfect senses. Prahlāda Maharaj then says, although he is not seen, he can still be perceived. One who is intelligent can perceive the presence of the Supreme Lord everywhere. How is this possible? During the daytime, even someone in a room can know that the sun is out because it is light in his room. He can understand that the sun is shining in the sky. Similar, Similarly, those who have received perfect knowledge in disciplic succession know that everything is an expansion of the energy of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, they see the Lord everywhere.
Okay,
What
just pause.
can
Okay. Krishnadas, thank you. Can you stop the screen share, Krishnadas? Thank you. Yeah, very nice of you. Thank you very much. So, a few points Prabhupada mentioned. The first, let us conclude. What are the defects total? You mentioned 3 defects. Yeah. So, what are the 3 defects? I can repeat the points again, please.
the soul makes mistakes, has imperfect senses, it is illusion,
Yes. And then
and
after that,
the fourth is it has propensity to cheat.
that's right. So, you can have a, you can remember it by using the words mics, M-I-C-S, mistakes, illusion, cheat, and senses are imperfect. Okay. This is very important. Prabhupada mentions this will keep repeating these points. These points, these defects becomes a fundamental of understanding our philosophy. In fact, it is fundamental to understand any philosophy, for that matter. Yeah. So when we talk about okay. Apart from this, anything? What were the next points which were mentioned? Raised up Srila Prabhupada here.
That we believe in scientists, but they are also conditioned souls, so they don't have perfect knowledge. And then Prabhupada gave the reference that in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says to Arjun that firstly I have imparted this knowledge to sun god. Then he gave the knowledge to his son Manu, then Ishwaku, and then it was continued in that process. So the knowledge, when the knowledge is broken, Krishna appears to reestablish them.
Yes, very good. Thank you very much. Wonderful. You covered quite a bit on this point. You covered everything. So there are a few points which I wanted us to meditate upon. That this knowledge was given by Krishna to sun god 40 million years ago. Now, for anyone who says that I do not believe in aliens, they cannot, or life in other planets, excuse me, life in other planets, then they should not read Bhagavad Gita. If any devotee of Krishna, they say, I don't believe life exists in other planets, then they should ask themselves, am I really a devotee of Krishna? Because in every part, even in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna kills the demons, the demigods shower flowers. The description is given. In fact, there the descriptions given of other planetary systems also. When even Lord Indra's palace is conquered, the descriptions of Indra's planets, a palace also. So also of Brahmas, so also of different Gandharvas, so many. And here we're talking about Ikshvaku sun god. So it is quite revolutionary. You to understand these things. Yeah. And these are the points which are very important to understand. If we have doubts about it, we must clear the doubts right now. Because all our future information will be based on this foundation. Our Vedic way of life and the Vedic philosophy is very dynamic. I'm not saying it changes. Dynamic doesn't mean it changes. What I mean to say is that it encompasses everything. Srimad Bhagavatam talks about politics, talks about bhakti, talks about how one can manage politics. It talks about how a devotee, although is surrounded by so many difficulties, can be protected by the Lord, by Krishna. Example is Prahlāda Mahārāja. Yeah. How a small child, the youngest of the devotee, Dhruv Maharaj, how Lord Krishna, how Lord gave him mercy, and how even that 5-year or less than 5-year-old child, Dhruv Maharaj, when he received what he wanted to go, when he went out to achieve, I wanted to achieve the kingdom greater than my grandfather's, which is more than Swayambhuva Manu. It is not possible. The Manu is a proprietor of the whole universe for that time scale, but he is. Okay. Not upper planets, we understand this, all right, how many planets, but still. So at that point in time, when you're reading this, studying this, you will realize, oh, but how is it possible? How will Lord Krishna give him this? But he gave him the pole star. half of the pole star, Dhruva Loka, is by Lord Krishna in his Vishnu incarnation, half is by Dhruva. And it does not move. And as per the Vedic cosmology, Srila Prabhupada explains that pole star is a central point of the universe in which all the planets are moving around like a chandelier. So these are very fantastic, mind-boggling concepts. So Bhagavatam talks about devotional service, love of God with emotions. That's correct. It also talks about the material world. What is it made up of? Whole gigantic universe. What are we made up of? How we as individual beings with this body exist in this world, this dynamic world. But at the same time, we say, but we are not this body. So we don't belong to this place. So all these things affect us completely. Without the pole star, you cannot navigate. Okay. All these things are there, but you don't need them because you are spirit soul. Now this is only possible to understand with proper faith and jnana chakshu. And that is the reason why the guru is needed, who can give knowledge. Guru is to give knowledge, imparting knowledge. We all are receiving knowledge. So we all have this guru. Now, this is quite fantastic. And we may say that, okay, I sort of understand it, but I can very easily prove that we really don't understand it. See, I'll answer this question. When we say that I work very hard for my family, all of us work hard for our families, yeah? Think about our family's welfare, correct? Right? All of us do that. Then, supposing you get married, then that person also becomes your family. They become more important than your family, actually. Okay. And then you got offsprings, they also were not existing, they become a family. Okay. So we take care of them. We think about them, we pray for them. We tolerate them. Now this is good. This is very good. But as per Bhagavatam, this is not complete. It is not completely good. Why is it so? Is it completely good? Because Bhagavatam gives us a chakshu, the eyes with which we can see that Krishna's children are not only your family members. Krishna's children are all living beings. So we have to have some portion for all living beings' welfare. Is it not so? Yeah. Now this is the hard bit. Where do you end? There's so much suffering in this world. How can you stop the suffering? At the same time, there's so much happiness outside, more than happy, they're happier than me. More rich people than me. What about them? Yeah. So this point requires some contemplation. It requires peace of mind. And when anybody seriously starts to spend time, rather invest time in chanting, in understanding Krishna, studying the scriptures. But studying the scriptures is secondary. Having faith in Krishna's names is primary. So over a period of time, our heart expands, then our mind expands. There's a connection between our heart and our mind. People misunderstand when they say that I want to keep a peaceful mind, but their heart is not peaceful. Now, what is the meaning of heart being peaceful? Heart being peaceful meaning, who is in your heart? If you have only these 4 or 5 people, mother, father, sister, brother, uncle, auntie, wife, husband, lover, pets, dog, cat, mouse, whatever it is, cockroach, whom you love so much, your bed, your pillow, or car, or bicycle, or chapati, or rasgulla, or whatever it is that you love, If this is on our heart, yes, it can be peaceful, but momentarily, till the time it is satisfied with that rasgulla or with that chapati, you see, or when my family is all right, or when your country is playing a cricket game or a rugby game, then the country wins, you are happy. Or a political party wins and you are happy because you're supporting the political party. Because all these are in your hearts, in your heart. But how about if your heart has got everyone in your heart? Now, how can you have everyone in our heart? We are very limited in our capacity. You cannot. But yes, you can. How? If we really love Krishna, if we really, really love Krishna, then we will see from Krishna's vision, not from our own selfish vision. Because we are seeing from the prism of our own vision, we see according to our limited capacity, what we like, what we do not like. But if the vision expands, then we can see from Krishna's point of view. Is it not so? Now, to have peaceful heart, when we know all these things are here to trouble us, other living beings, our own mind, our own this, when we are aware about this, and we are aware that I personally also suffer from these 4 material defects: propensity to make mistakes, imperfect senses, my senses are imperfect, I have a propensity to cheat others. I may or may not, but I have propensity to cheat others, so I may cheat others given a chance. And I'm under illusion. Acceptance of our current position is actually half battle won. Then you know how much you can go forward. But if you are in denial to say I'm all perfect when you are not, then you are in difficulty all the time. Is this correct? It's very straightforward, right? So in our heart, when we are convinced that if Krishna sits in our heart, Krishna is in our heart as much as possible, then to that extent our heart is peaceful, then our mind is peaceful. Now we may not have very big knowledge, no? But we may have faith in the holy names. Like we got Sopan Prabhu. He says, I can chant nicely, I got faith in the holy name. So whatever time he gets, he chants. He doesn't waste his time here, there, nothing. So this is very good. Ultimately, it is chanting of the holy name that counts. All our reading, all our study is to have that faith. So that faith is the first and the most important thing, and that is what we have to cultivate in helping ourselves. See, the theme is this, that in our Hare Krishna WECAN, we all have come from different parts of the globe, from different families, different thinking, different backgrounds. But if you come here together within the fold of Hare Krishna WECAN, Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, then we see from the prism of Krishna and Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. So the system that is developed is in such a way that there is mutual respect at every way. There are those who are seniors. They give mercy to those who are not, they're juniors. And those who are juniors will also have some junior under them. They have mercy on their juniors. Because ultimately everybody is going to be senior. Today, who's a senior, he's going to die and go. But he'll still remain a senior. But those who are junior will have their team underneath, because we are preaching, you see. So more people as they come in, they will also have, okay, I'm learning from the senior. So they are giving that mercy. And as the days go by, we are going to come across enormous kind of difficulties, which are not our own made, but these are there. Now this, for a person who's very new, would not understand these things. In fact, a new person who's a new bhakta would not even know that he or she is facing troubles. They just say, I'm troubled by this. My headache is going because this person is behaving like this to me. Why am I feeling like this of other people? This is their trouble. That's it. They do not know the bigger trouble. The bigger trouble is this, that we do not have that peaceful time to chant the holy names of the Lord. I can tell you, when we came to this country and lived, it was a very different country, more peaceful than what is today. And today still it is a peaceful country than what other countries are with more population. You see? So all of us, I want and I request, all of us, we carry burden of those who are newer to us. Support them, tolerate them, and move forward. Tolerate not only our own family members, which we do anyways, but at least those in the society that we have formed. We support each other, help each other, and move on. We move on, you know. There is a, we say, we have got a formula to say that no, Matajis, we do not, everything is forgiven for them, no problem. We just continue what it is their best. That doesn't mean Prabhus have to be whacked and beaten, not that way. But Prabhus also do the same, But this, what we receive, we give. And what we receive is this tolerance. And this will be the peace that everybody is looking for. I can tell you this much. And this will attract people. For no reason, somebody is tolerating me. No problem. And this is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. These are his Maharaj's teachings. You see? So, yeah, we all have got our own limitations. So we bring it down to the zero level, Or it doesn't matter. You're thinking about it, no? That is enough. All good. Just think, I want to do it. Think. Similarly, if we think that I want to follow Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj's teachings, and we are teaching everyone every week that we meet in the head office programs of what does it mean to be following Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj's teachings, the mood of Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada's teachings. So we're teaching. Now we may not be able to follow it 100%, but the thought that I want to follow, that is enough to get the blessings. and you will feel the presence of Maharaj in your life. You will feel the presence of Guru Maharaj's blessings in your life. This is parampara. You see? So that is how this insurmountable difficulty that we have as a body, we have got these defects. As body, every bodies that are around us have got these defects. We cannot change it. So how can we protect our own self, our own peace of mind? By making sure that the heart is completely at peace. The heart is at peace when we don't burn our hut seeing someone else's palace. This is Guru Maharaj would say this. When our heart is not burning, when somebody else has become more, prosperous than us. Well, if somebody has become a millionaire, that doesn't mean your money has been reduced. If your bank balance has got 10,000 rupees or $10,000, and your friend suddenly has got $40 million lotto, like in New Zealand nowadays, this weekend, there's a lotto, lotto, draw that lottery tickets. It's a big thing. It's government sponsored. It has gone to $40 million or more. So everybody is buying. There are 3 million people who bought tickets this weekend for the $40 million lotto. Now, supposing if somebody has won that lotto, my neighbor, $40 million, my heart suddenly starts to burn. My God, I should have bought it. What is this going on? Why did I not bought it? He bought $40 million. All these things, right? That's correct. It is natural to think like this, right? 100%. But at the same time, you should also correct way to think is that, yes, I have not got it. Yes, he got it. Good for him. But my $10,000 in my bank is still there, no? That is not gone away. It is $40 million. That's all right. What I need for my roti in the dinner is there. So don't worry. So being in advertising industry that I was in, I saw one ad of Lotto, this lottery tickets. And that was a very powerful ad. I found this is a very, very powerful ad when I came to New Zealand. It was on the bus back, back of the bus shelter. It said, increase your chances to win the lotto this weekend. Go and buy the ticket. Absolutely correct. Increase the chance. If you don't buy the ticket, there's no chance for you. So buy the ticket, increase the chances. Very powerful, right? But we don't do that. In fact, where we say, we get so many messages to say, or emails to say, buy now and go into a draw to win this. The moment that comes, we don't go there. Or we don't go into it. We don't go into all these things. Why we don't go? Because suddenly now they come and tell me you fill petrol in my gas station and go into a draw to win $1 million. So I'll go there and buy my petrol there. Now my mind is thinking, did I win or not? Let me check. Why did I not win? Somebody won. All these things. So now if it comes naturally, it's a different thing. I did not know. I filled up. I won the lottery. It's another thing altogether. But if knowingly we don't do such thing. You see? Now this is very important. This is Bhagavatam. This is Bhagavatam. This will require help. And that is the reason why with all our defects we will not be helpful, but together we can. So that's why those who are seniors are merciful unto those who are new. They are going to become seniors because they're going to preach. So they will carry the burden. If they can't do it, if your juniors can't do it, don't worry. Just chant Hare Krishna. That's it. Don't worry about it. Just do it. You chant for them. You pray for them. It's very powerful. Praying for our own self and praying for your downline people who are under you, in your team is very powerful. But that should not come immaturely. It requires proper practice. That's not the case. Like we had one devotee, very senior devotee, he says, sometimes my heart feels aches, when I feel the world's problems, that's good for him. I don't think like this. I think I've got so many problems myself. How can I think of world's problems? Let me chant myself first. So our heart should be very clean. And for the heart to be clean, for the mind to be clean, the heart has to be clean. The heart should be exclusively with Krishna. Then it is possible. Now, even that is impossible. So, as and when you can remember, bring Krishna in our life. Bring Krishna in our heart. Bring it back. It will go away, bring it back. Because we are an illusion, you see? Illusion meaning we don't remember Krishna. So, it is within us that we are an illusion. These are the points I thought that we should understand a bit in this discussion. Okay? This is all right? Anyone want to say anything on this point? What we discussed so far? Okay, wonderful. Krishnaraj, can you please share the screen? Thank you. Can someone else like to read today, for now, this third portion? Another volunteer?
Each version. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so Varun Prabhu, you do it afterwards, okay? Let's let Mataji do. Shushti Mataji, she came first. Yeah, please.
What can we perceive with our material senses? We can see what is visible to the material eye: earth, water, fire. But we cannot see air, although we can perceive it by touch. We can understand that there is sky by sound, and we can understand that we have a mind because we are thinking, feeling, and willing. Similarly, we can understand that we have an intelligence which guides the mind. If we go still further, we can understand I am consciousness. And one who is further advanced can understand that the source of consciousness is the soul, and above all, the super soul.
Yes. Now see, this is the point. Everything is within us. Okay, Mother. So what is within us? He's talking about, Prabhupada is speaking about. We have the mind,
Mind.
because we are thinking, feeling, and willing. This is a function of the mind. Thinking, feeling, and willing. Then within us, we've got consciousness. It keeps us alive. The consciousness comes from soul. And above all, the super soul. All this is within us. We have to spend that time to think like this. And we cannot. The world is against us to give us time. Yes, I can tell you this much. The whole world is stacked against us to give this time to us. Because these things require peaceful mind, requires peaceful heart. Yes, Mother, please continue. Thank you. Because these are very sukshma, very subtle. These things are. We can experience it, but we cannot see them. Yes, Mother, please continue.
The visible things around us are expansions of the inferior energy of the Supreme Lord. But the Lord also has a superior energy, consciousness. We have to understand consciousness from higher authorities, but we can also directly perceive it. For example, we can perceive that there is consciousness spread all over the world. If I pinch any part of my body, I will feel pain. That means there is consciousness throughout my body. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says we should try to understand that consciousness is spread all over the body and that it is eternal. Similarly, consciousness is spread all over this universe, but that is not our consciousness. That is God's consciousness. So, God, the Supreme Soul, is all pervading by His consciousness. One who understands this has begun his Krishna consciousness.
Yes. So who has begun Krishna consciousness?
Who has understood, who has understand this conscious Supreme Soul all pervading.
Within the body. Yeah?
Yeah, consciousness within the body, and it is eternal.
It is eternal. Yeah. So this comes from the soul, and this super soul managing everything, which is Krishna, as Paramatma. Yes, please continue. Please continue.
Our process is to dovetail our consciousness with Krishna consciousness that will make us perfect. It is not that we merged into that consciousness. In one sense, we merge, but we still keep our individuality. That is the difference between impersonalist philosophy and Krishna conscious philosophy. The impersonalist philosopher says that means to merge into the supreme and lose our individuality. We say that in the perfectional stage we merge into the supreme but we keep our individuality. How is that? An airplane starts from the airport and climbs up and up, and when it goes very high we cannot see it. We can simply see sky. But the airplane is not lost, it is still there. Another example is that of a green bird entering into a big green tree. We cannot distinguish the bird from the tree, but they both continue to exist. Similarly, the supreme consciousness is Krishna. And when we dovetail our individual consciousness with the supreme, we become perfect, but keep our individuality. An outsider may think that there is no distinction between God and his pure devotee, but it is due only to a pure fund of knowledge. Every individual person, every individual being maintain his individuality eternally, even when dovetailed with the supreme.
Hmm. This is the point. You understand this point? That we merge, but we do not merge. We keep our individuality. That is very important to understand. Yeah? You understand this point, Mother?
Yes, Prabhuji, the impersonalists think that they merge, but the personalists think that they also have their individuality.
Okay. Krishnas, can you just stop the screen share? I want to just take this point, understand this point well. So can you, all of you, please tell me that um, this point about individuality is not lost. Oh, Prachi Mother is there. Hare Krishna Mother. Nice to see you after a long time.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes.
Hari Bol. Okay. Right. So now tell us, just to understand this better. We have done this example in the past. Okay. So let me know. Prabhupada here says the impersonalism and personalism is this, that they say that we lose our identity, our individuality. This is impersonalism. When we merge into the Supreme. Whereas we personalists, we believe and accept that we merge into the Supreme, but we never lose identity. We remain individual. Okay. So now, if I take a glass of water, which is half full, if I put other half glass of water, the glass is full. So how can you say that whole glass of water? So where is individuality there? Impersonalists say the glass is full of water. You lost your identity. How would you prove our point of personalism in this? Anyone, please. We have discussed this in the past many times. Anyone? No? How? I think we spoke many times. I saw this in a movie. I saw this in a movie. I think the movie was, once only I saw the movie, once only I saw this short, but it remained with me. I think it was Madhvacharya movie, where they were debating with Shunyavadis, Buddhists. Buddhists are Shunyavadis, means zero. Because everything becomes zero. The Shunyavad. Impersonalism means nothingness. They merge into something. And Shunyavad means nothingness. There's nothing. That's Buddhism. So that's what they said. At that time, when two authorities would speak, they would bring their followers with them. Disciples, followers, whoever follows the disciples there, they come with them. And whoever wins the argument becomes their disciple, becomes their guru. And everybody has to accept them as their guru. They follow him. This is normal situation. So this is where they were very afraid, these personalists, because there was a big Buddhist scholar, logician in their area. So this logician came and said that, listen, this is the water, you put it half full, and he put 4 other water in it. Made it full glass with water. He said, this is full water. There's nothing else but water. So your philosophy is wrong, he said, your personal philosophy, that you retain identity. Same concept here, same point here. You go for the same. He said this. Right. So please excuse me, either it was Madhvacharya, Sripad Madhvacharya, or Sripad Ramanujacharya, either of the two, So they say, hold on, let us do it again. He said, this is a glass. I will put half water in it. So they put half water. He said, now your glass is half full? So yes. Now I'm putting another half of water, which is making it full water. He said, yes, it made it full. He said, I added another half. How can you say it is lost identity? Because of my half, the other half, it became full. So both are individual there. It's making it full. How can you say it lost identity? It has become 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. It has not become 1 plus 1 is equal to 1. You understand this? You understand, all of you? Can you raise your hand? Because you did not give the answers. I'm wondering whether you understood this or not. So when I asked a question, you did not know. I'm giving an answer. I do not know whether you understood the concepts. Yes, Padma Prabhu, you understood the concept? Srishti Mata, you also understood. Okay, very good. Only 2 understood, others did not understand.
Prabhuji, I have a question.
You have a question? Yes. Yes, raise a question, please.
Yes, Prabhuji, you mentioned 1 plus 1 equal to 2, but when they merge, then it will become the whole glass of water. So it will become 1. Why it is 2?
Why is it not 2? Because if it was be half full, if it became same, then other half should also become half full only, no? The fact that it increased in velocity in the dimension means it is increased. So the mass is increased. Is it not so?
Yeah, but it is still full of glass of water, that 1 glass of water.
Water is a nature.
Okay.
You can put 1 apple and 2 apple, becomes 2 apple. Doesn't become 1 apple. But it becomes 1 apple, there's another thing altogether. But because it's 1 set of water, and I'm putting other set of water on top of it, it increases the velocity in the dimension, in the volume. So what increases the volume? So in the movie, when they showed this, they challenged it. Say, yeah, this is how it is. The Sunyavadi sannyasi, from that Sunyavad Buddhism, he was stunned and he understood the whole thing and immediately touched his lotus feet. He said, I'm your disciple now. accepted it. Everybody followed him. You understand? Srishti Mata, you understood this point now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
It requires a bit of thinking. Okay. Tell me somebody else, please. You understood? Tell me the concept again. You understand the concept? Pradipru, you had raised your point. You raised your hand.
Prabhu, I also have one question now. Can I ask you?
Yeah, please, please.
Yes, Prabhu. The impersonalists can raise a point that when it is merged, then there is no individuality to it, like no uniqueness to it. No, after merging that, we cannot differentiate who is the first part, who is the second lower part, who is the upper part of water. But Prabhupada is saying that even after who is realized Krishna, there is difference between devotees and Krishna. We always have our uniqueness, our individuality as a soul.
Yes, that's right. So, what is the question?
So question is that when the water is the lower and when there is water in the glass, we cannot differentiate which part is which. Like we cannot
Okay,
differentiate that.
okay. Let us do one thing. Water, right? Liquidity, correct?
Yes.
Let us make colored water. One is a yellow color, one is blue color. It may mix to become something else, right? But you cannot say everything became yellow. Yellow remains and black remains, and mix something else comes about. But it required both of them. Individuality remains to both of them. It required this glass plus this glass to become full. It did not become one this much. They became like this. Okay. I think you guys think about it. I want you to spend a couple of minutes on it. Okay. I'm a little surprised. I spent so many times. I will discuss this in the program. So many times, all of you. So now that we are discussing this, let us understand it thoroughly. Okay. So ask your questions further. I'll come in a minute. I'll leave you with these thoughts. Okay. Think about it. Okay. You could understand this? Any questions on this? Yes, Avaji, President Prabhu.
So I have one more question.
Mhm.
We always tell the example of the ocean and a drop of ocean.
Yes.
So if a drop of ocean is merged into ocean, because it is qualitatively same, it doesn't have different colors.
Hmm.
Like drop of ocean and ocean, if they are merged,
Yeah.
we cannot differentiate in it. So
Yeah.
same for the glass of water example. We How can we have different colors because the quality should be
No.
same?
The ocean is going to remain ocean. You don't get caught up by the ocean part. But the quantity has increased, no? That is the point to be understood. So, in the Mahārāja philosophy, they say that ultimately when we reach Brahma Jyoti, we are all like atoms. Spirit souls are like small atoms. Nothingness. Everybody is the same. Yeah. And we say, yes, that's right. But we're all the same, but doesn't mean that we still retain our identity as atom in Brahma Jyoti. Like sun rays has got rays, vitamin B, all this is there. But you cannot say everything is one. There are more. If my water, if I put in the brim, I keep it, I put more water, it will flow away, overflow. Why will it overflow? Because I'm putting more density of water. I'm putting more water inside. Yeah. So water by water, you cannot differentiate. This is one water, this is second water. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you cannot, if the moment it is overflowing, that means it is adding something. The fact it's been added means it has got some identity. You understand now?
Yes, true.
It requires thinking, it requires cool head. But I'm surprised all you leaders don't remember. We spoke this unlimited times, Anyway, let's continue. Path Prabhu, what do you think?
Hare Krishna. Bro, I was just thinking that this Mayavad philosophy I had read like before. So most of them they do not talk about merging as such. They have this example of Ghatakash, where
Yeah, yeah.
there
Ghatakas
is like
Pataka.
yes, yes. So where there is no increase in quantity as such, like what it is that they say that you are already Brahman. You just have to realize that you're Brahman.
Yeah.
What they say?
Aham
Tattvam
Brahmasmi.
Aham Brahmasmi, correct. So there is no increase in quantity there. They just said that you have to realize the ocean water remains same. You just have to realize you're part of the ocean. That's
Yeah,
what you
that's
have
right.
to do.
No, that's
Right.
correct. This was an example in the movie I gave to make us understand better. But even
Okay.
this, that the ocean, we are part of the ocean, we say
Correct.
we still maintain our identity for this. Because ultimately in the vast of the ocean, a spirit soul, not a body, but a spirit soul,
Correct.
okay, in the Brahma Jyoti, there are unlimited atoms, which makes the effulgence of the Brahma Jyoti.
Correct.
And these unlimited atoms are spirit souls.
Spirit souls. Yes.
And we are spirit soul too. So they say once you go there, you merge into it and you're done. We say there also you maintain your identity. Because then you fall down again.
Correct. Correct.
So that is why this example came.
Okay.
Because they say even when the body dies, it merges into the soil again. Ghatakas Pataka. They say that way, So that's right, that's correct. But we are not his body in the first place. We're talking about the spirit soul part. Okay? Is it all right?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. So by identity meaning, Prabhu, are what we call free will.
No, identity means identity. It's identity. You are what you are. I am what I am. We two souls can never become one. We'll remain individual. While we live in the
Individual.
material world, while living in the material world, we remain individual. Like you are you, I am mine. You have your own set of karmas. I got my own set of karma. But when liberation takes place in the spiritual world, everything is about spiritual world, nothing material. There they say you go to Brahma Jyoti and remain in Brahma Jyoti.
Okay.
That's it. That's nothingness. Eternal, eternal to remain there in happiness. We say no, there you go with remain identity, but beyond that is the spiritual realm. Beyond Brahma Jyoti. That's called Vaikuntha planets, where Krishna exists as God and there are individual souls who are serving him. And topmost of that is Golok Vrindavan, where Krishna is in his original form and we can enjoy with him. But for that, you have to identify Krishna as supreme, because they say then that there is no God. Ultimately, it comes down to there is no God by Mayavadi also.
Correct. It's
They
just
say
hidden
that,
Buddhism.
yeah, they say that this is how it is, where even Krishna and all came as a propagator of Brahma Jyoti, as a proponent of Brahma Jyoti, not proponent of Brahma Jyoti, because they are also material. When Krishna came into the material world, he accepted material body like us. But he was special incarnation, so he remembered what he was and he went back. But we have to remember. So for that, let's meditate. At the ultimate stage, there's nothingness. We all one. Everything becomes one. We say even there also, you become one more soul in the Brahma Jyoti. Is it not so? Because you're an individual soul. So the moment you add something, that means you've got identity there, separate to what it is.
Prabhuji, like we read this Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna,
Yeah.
this Isha Upanishad. So where we say that complete comes from complete and the complete remains complete. Correct. So if subtraction from complete makes the complete complete, so
Yeah.
does addition increase the complete, or like is the complete still complete in
Yeah.
that?
But why didn't you ask this question to your tutors for Om Purnamada? When did you finish this verse?
Very
Invocation.
long,
So why are you
very
asking
long.
me to do?
In this light you brought, Prabhu, you can give it a
Yeah,
context.
that's right. I got a context, but that's what I'm saying. That this is like, why don't you think yourself? Or what are the tutors? You should ask them, Prabhuji, when you say impersonalism like this and what is meaning of complete by itself, that is my business. I want to make sure that everyone's concepts are very, very clear as a servant. The concept is not clear, you'll be jumping up and down. Oh, what about this then? Oh, what about that then? Because you have not studied. And that's all right. If you don't study, it's fine. At least you must listen properly. If you not study, fine. If the right source is there, listen properly, no? So see, Om Purnamada Purnamidam. Everything emanates from the complete, is also complete by itself. Yeah? Okay? So your question is this, that if anything removes from complete, it still remains complete. Then adds is also complete, right? That's what he's saying. There's no question of addition. Everything comes from him only. Where's the addition coming from? You are saying addition is coming from somewhere else. No, it's from him only. So if it is like this, something is removed, it comes back again. It is still complete. You cannot become one finger less. It doesn't become one finger less. It will still remain like this. So that doesn't mean that somebody has another finger, you add that finger to this finger. There's no somebody else.
Correct.
This
Yes,
point you must understand. At a higher stage of our realization, when we really, really think deeply, you will grapple with this thought. So there's only one God here, there's some other God somewhere else, without some universe. That's where your question comes from here. And you'll be surprised to know that even this complete keeps expanding. That is the reason why in Christianity, that I answered this question that way also, but I'm answering in a different way today. In Christianity, there's an important question in Western world. In the West, there is one important question where they defeat those who are God-conscious people, Christians and all that. They say, can God create a mountain so heavy that even he cannot lift? So people could not answer this question. Can he create something which he cannot lift? Then he's not God. If he can create something which he cannot lift, then he's not a God. So Prabhupada would ask this question. Okay, that can God create a mountain so heavy that even Krishna can create a mountain so heavy that even he cannot lift? Prabhupada said, yes. He can create a mountain which he cannot lift, but after creating, he will lift it. So this is Bhagavatam. He did not say out of his mental concoction. There are chapters called Prayers of the Vedas in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where the Vedas are personified Vedas. They are persons. Even the Vedas are persons. Which you read as words is a person in the spiritual world, the Vedas. So when they are praying to Krishna, they pray like this, that you are so complete that even you do not know where is your end. But when you know where your end is, you will expand. So that's why you do not know. See, I said the same thing to you also. I know we discussed this in this previous class also, but you don't understand. Now you understand because I'm putting in somehow making sure that you guys are not understanding the concept. I put this way, put challenge to me, putting myself up so broadly to make sure that everybody understands. This is why God is great. The term which comes, God is great, because of this only. Even he does not know how great he is. Even he does not know how great he is a very, very confidential part in the Vedic heritage. That even after expanding, he said when his limits come, when he thinks his limits come, he expands. It is extraordinary, isn't it? Very hard to believe, right? Yeah. But the thing is, this is not so hard to believe, because even amongst the devotees and Krishna, when there is love, the love of the devotee of Krishna increases when Krishna is happy. So they love Krishna so much, Krishna happy, it increases more. Their love increases more. So Krishna becomes more happy. So their love more increases, more. So there's a competition going on. Who's bigger? This is the point to be understood. When we will come to that stage. So don't worry about only God. We're talking about the devotees also. Their love for God is also unlimited. The capacity is unlimited. The spirit soul's capacity is very unlimited. And we are just caught up by this God being, finite and all that. Okay? Is it all right?
Yes, bro. Thank you.
This will take time. That's why we have got these different levels. And even in the leaders group also, we strive to gain to this level. And that's why we say, if you have questions, ask, so that we can talk about different. What we give right now, lectures, are just to make it understand concept. But if you really want, then you really have to ask questions. Can we talk about this points and all, and why these points? They are unfathomable concepts of devotional service. If you don't ask, you don't get. Here's an example of it. The same thing I keep telling you, we say, yeah, that's right. But then when I ask you, nobody understands. Okay. So Saraswati Mataji had raised her hand. Yeah, Mother, you had some questioning to say.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I need a little bit of clarification on the analogy you give for the water in the glass. One is yellow water, half, and then other one is blue water. And then when it mixed up, the color changes. So how do we
Color is an example. I give an example to say that, but still yellow will remain yellow, blue will become blue. We cannot
Okay.
happen that this is blue, this is yellow. It doesn't become that way. But it doesn't become one. Everything doesn't become yellow, or everything doesn't become blue. I just give an example to say that individuality remains. That was my example of that. Yeah?
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry. Somebody else also raised. Sorry. Yes, Prachimataji raised. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Back to that analogy of water mixing into water, becoming a full glass. Could you also say, would it be correct to say, you get another glass and empty it again, and now you've got two glasses with half, water, and that's individual again. They're two separate.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. Absolutely correct. That's how it is. That's how they're individual. That's correct. And 4 glasses into 1/4 of each, whatever, 1/10, 1/4. You can keep doing that. So it doesn't this thing. So that idea that it becomes one is not, it becomes 2. That's the idea. Or half became 1. Everything didn't become half. If the logic was correct, then the half glass water and another half glass of water, it should become half only. So no, it became 1 full glass. That means it added to the density and the volume. So how can you say it became 1? It became 2. That is the point. Right? Is it okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah, right. So these are philosophical points, we have to understand these points. Then we can move further. Any other questions anyone has on this point?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for this very nice discussion. I just have a question, just from the text that we were reading. Srila Prabhupada mentions that we have to dovetail our individual consciousness to the supreme consciousness. So is there a distinction between the term dovetailing and then merging, or do they both mean the same thing?
No, dovetailing means to devote. Merging to becomes one. Like there is merging also in Krishna's world. So there are those who want to merge with Krishna also. It is there. And Krishna accepts that. Okay. But that is not the complete liberation. It doesn't last for long. Shishupal, in the Rajasuya sacrifice, which was organized by Yudhishthir Maharaj, when Shishupal was killed by Lord Krishna, that episode where he was given 100 offenses were forgiven. After that, he was killed. So everybody could see that he was merged into the body of Krishna. That is another mukti. But after that also it happens. They should take birth again, Yeah. And that is not very important. Devotee in his highest perfectional stage of devotional service just wants to remain devotee. That is the reason why bhakti leads to what? In its true form, bhakti leads to bhakti. It keeps expanding. Bhakti is a very dynamic process. That is the reason why when we study the acharyas, their books, we study them. They talk about how a devotee is very quietly chanting somewhere, and he's crying and chanting. And people come and tell him, "You are my guru, teach me." He said, "I'm not your guru. You find somebody else, I don't teach anybody. You are my guru. You teach me." So when that person is, after great respect, when he's convinced that the person is genuine, then he gives a knowledge of dovetailing. And we have to come to that stage. That stage is beyond this stage of discussion, thinking, analysis, and all that. There is another famous example which we took, that when a devotee, Narad Muni, to ask Krishna, I'm going to this material world. Do you want me to meet any of your devotees? Krishna said, yes, meet this devotee, that devotee. One, devotee two. So Narad Muni went to devotee one. He said, Narad Muni met him, devotee one. He said, Hari Bol, Narad Muni, Narayan, Narayan. Oh, Narad Maharaj, Hare Krishna. So nice to see you. He said, yes, yes. He said, what can he asked the same question to the devotee one. I'm going to the Lord, Do you want me to carry a message? So devotee one said, yes, tell him when I'm coming to him now. When I'm finishing. He said, okay, I'll tell him. He went to devotee number two. He was like a menial worker, nothing hardly, he was chanting his names only, nothing else, So I asked the question, oh, Narad Muni, he fell down on his feet. Why have you come here? He did not have place for him to sit, because he was living in a hut or hardly any, not even a place, Said, what do I do to you? He was very afraid, Said, no, don't worry. I'm all right. Said, I'm just going to Krishna. I wanted to know that you want to say anything to him. He said, no. What will you tell him? He's my dear Lord. I just tell him I want to remember his name more and more. Nothing else, Please, don't do anything. He was very afraid. He was very humble, not afraid, humble. So Ramana said, okay. And he went to Krishna. So I went to Krishna. And Krishna knew all those things. He said, what happened? He said, your devotee number one told me when is he coming back to you in Golok? And devotee two said that it is not possible during the mercy we can chant your names, more and more. He says, so what's going to happen? So he says, devotee one will take a lot of time, and devotee two will come in this life only. So Harmony said, devotee one is such a big scholar. He's got so many thousands of disciples, followers following him. How can you say like this? No, Krishna, what is this? I don't understand you. He said, okay, I'll make you understand. You go to both of them and tell them that when they ask you what was Krishna doing when you met him in Golok Vrindavan, just tell him Krishna was sitting on an elephant, big elephant, and that elephant was passing through an eye of a needle. Tell him this. Narayana said, what is this weird kind of thing? And okay, I'll tell him. So he came back to the material world, and he met devotee number one. So he said, Narayan. He said, oh, Narad Maharaj has come. Hari Bol. So nice to meet you, Naradji. Like, ha, bol. He said, I want to know, so when did my Lord say, when am I coming back to Godhead, So Narad Muni said, you'll take time. You'll take some time to come. Is it time to come? How can you say like the time to come, I'm so ready for him. I'm ready for Krishna. How can you say like this? He's saying, see, what was he doing, He said, see, when I met Krishna, he was sitting on a big elephant. He said, yes. And the elephant was walking through an eye of a small needle. He's saying, this needle, where you put thread, said, yes. From that eye, yes. Krishna sitting in an elephant was passing through it. Yes. He said, you are making a fool of me and I'm making a fool of Krishna. Why will Krishna do such things, He can never go through eye of the needle. You are fooling me and Krishna is also fooling me, or Krishna is fooling himself. How is it possible like this? You're making word jugglery. Get out, you don't worry about this. Muni said, okay, he went back. So he went to devotee number two. The cobbler, was working very hard, chanting his names. So he said, oh, Narad Muni, you come again, man. He fell down. He said, what have I done for you to come again to me? What have I done? This is great fortune. Tell me. He's saying, so what do you want to ask me? You want to know where I will come to Krishna? When you want to go to Krishna? He said, no. I don't want to know. I know I'm very fallen. I'm very happy where I am. I'm taking his name. That's important to me. He said, okay. So, but what was my Lord doing there, He's saying, he told me to tell you that he was sitting on an elephant, and that elephant was passing through the eye of a needle from which you sew, the small needle. So the devotee was stunned. He folded his hands, and tears came from the eyes. He's saying, see the glories of my Lord. He can do absolutely anything. He can sit on the biggest of the elephant and make the elephant pass through the smallest of the needle, eye of the needle. Such great is the Lord. Come on, let us glorify him. Hare Krishna. So Dharma said, Hare Krishna. He went back to Krishna and said, now I know why you said that this number one will take a lot of lifetime to come to you, but number two will come in this lifetime. He can accept what he is. He can do unfathomable things. You see? That is the point of this thing. Is that all right?
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. All right. Anybody else has to say anything on this point before we move on? So I thought we'll complete the 2 chapters, no? But it's good. Questions are coming, so things can be clarified, no? So these concepts are clear by all of you? So there's a difference between we remain individual, right? Okay. Now, Krishna, can you please share your screen? And can we have somebody else to speak, please? Thank you. Okay, Varunji, please, your turn. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hari Bol.
So I'll start. Prahlāda
Yes.
Mahārāja says that we cannot see consciousness, either supreme consciousness or individual consciousness, but that it is there. How can we understand that it is there? We can understand the supreme consciousness and our individual consciousness simply by perception of blissfulness. Because we have consciousness, we can feel anand, or pleasure. Without consciousness, there is no feeling of pleasure. Because of consciousness, we can enjoy life by applying our senses in whatever way we like. But as soon as consciousness is gone from the body, we cannot enjoy our senses. Our consciousness exists because we are part and parcel of supreme consciousness. For example, a
Okay, you
spark is
understood the
only.
first point there? You understood the previous paragraph? What are the symptoms of consciousness?
Yes,
Can you say in your own words?
consciousness is understanding of who we are and where we came from. We know that we got this body from where, so we can utilize it. We can
No,
understand.
Consciousness is where you're alive. That's why the senses are alive. When the soul leaves the body, the senses are still there. Everything is there, but you're dead. That is consciousness. Symptom of the soul. What you are saying is what to do with it. That's the next point. But consciousness means this. Difference between dead body and living body is soul inside the body. If I die here talking, I cannot speak a word. If my soul leaves the body, I can't speak a word. Till I'm alive, that means my soul is inside the body, I'm speaking. That is consciousness. It's emanation of the soul. Okay? Please continue. Thank you.
Our consciousness exists because we are part and parcel of the supreme consciousness. For example, a spark is only a tiny particle of the fire, yet the spark is also fire. A drop of Atlantic Ocean possesses the same quality as all the ocean water. It is also salty. Similarly, because the pleasure potency exists in the Supreme Lord, we can also enjoy pleasure. The Lord is Parameshwara, the Supreme Controller. Therefore, we are also Ishvara or controllers. For example, I have some controlling power to take a drink of water when I cough. According to our capacity, every one of us has some controlling power, but we cannot. But we are not the supreme controller. The supreme controller is God, Krishna.
You understand this? So we also are Ishwaras, small Ishwaras. We can pick up the glass and drink, but till the time the body is alive, soul is alive. But we cannot drink all the waters of the whole world.
Because Krishna is the supreme controller, he can control all the universal affairs by his different potencies. I also feel that I am controlling my bodily affairs to some extent. But because I am not the supreme controller, if there is something wrong in this body, I have to go to a physician. Similarly, I have no control over other bodies. I speak of this hand as my hand because I can work with this hand and move it according to my desire. But I am not the controller of your hand. If I desire to move your hand, that is not in my power. That is in your power. You can move your hand if you like. So I am not the controller of your body, and you are not the controller of my body. But the Supreme Soul is the controller of your body and my body and everybody. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that the soul are present in your body and that your body is a field of your activities. So whatever you are doing is limited by the field of your body. An animal bound in a certain tract of land can move there but cannot go beyond what that space allows. Similarly, your activity and my activity are bound up within the limits of our bodies. My body is my field of activities and your body is your field of activities. But Krishna says, I am present in every field. Thus, as the Supreme Soul, as the Super Soul or Paramatma knows what is going on in my body, in your body, and in millions and billions of other bodies. Therefore, he is the Supreme Controller. We have our limited energy, but his energy is unlimited. By controlling power, by his supreme will, this material creation is moving. That is also confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna states, under my superintendence, the whole material nature is working. All wonderful things that you see in the material world are due to my supervision, my supreme control.
Okay. All right. So we've concluded this particular chapter, and the next chapter is about 3 paragraphs. 3.5. I think we must conclude that today. We must conclude Prahlāda Mahārāja's, this book. So Krishnadas, can you look at the next one, please? Chapter 6. Just quickly read it again. If you can share it, please. Thank you.
Should I read Prabhuji?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, can we have somebody else read? Everybody gets a chance. Is anyone
Sure.
else wants to read? Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Puji, can I read?
Please, Mr. Thank you.
Krishna consciousness, the perfection of mercy. Prahlāda Maharaj now gives his conclusion. My dear friends, because the Supreme Lord is present everywhere and because we are part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, our duty is to be merciful to all living entities. When a person is in a lower position, we have a duty to help him. For example, because a small child is helpless, he is dependent on the mercy of the parent. Mother, I want this. Yes, my dear child. We should be compassionate to all living entities and should show them mercy.
So this is our point I was talking about. At least within ourselves, in our program, we should be compassionate and merciful towards those who are new, who require knowledge, mercy. We carry the burden for them and give them the space by which they can continue their bhakti, grow their bhakti. This is our parampara. Yes, please continue.
How can we show our mercy to everyone?
There are millions and millions of poor people. So how can we show them all mercy? Are we able to supply clothing and food to all the needy persons of the world? That is not possible. How then can we be merciful to every living entity? By giving them Krishna consciousness. That is how Prahlāda Maharaj is showing his class friends real mercy. They are all fools, devoid of Krishna consciousness, and therefore he was showing them how to become Krishna conscious. This is the highest mercy. If you want to show any mercy at all the living entities, then enlighten them in Krishna consciousness as Prahlāda Maharaj did. Otherwise, it is materially beyond your power to show mercy. My dear friends, Prahlāda says, give up this demoniac life. Give up this nonsense. The belief that there is no God is the demoniac feature that Prahlāda Maharaj requests his friends to give up. Because they were born in the families of demon and were being instructed by demoniac teachers, Prahlād's friends were thinking, "Who is God? There is no God." We find in the
That teaching is also in our schools and colleges and everywhere. I don't think Prahlāda Maharaj means demons means they've got two horns and all those things. We face the same situation, godlessness. Yeah, please continue. Thank you.
We find in the Bhagavad Gita that people of this mentality are called miscreants, for they always try to make mischief. They may be very well educated lawyers, or for example, but their plan is to cheat. We have practical experience. These lawyers are highly educated with so many qualifications and are nicely dressed, but their mentality is more base than that of a dog. This man has some money, so let us conspire to cheat him. They are simply miscreants. What are they cheating for? Simply for sense gratification. Just like an ass who does not know the purpose of life, he is kept by the washerman who loads his back as much as possible. In this way, the ass works the whole day with this burden simply for some morsel of grass. Similarly, materialistic people work very hard simply for a little insignificant sense gratification. Therefore, they are compared to asses. They are always planning something mischievous. They are the lowest of mankind because they do not believe in God. Why? Their knowledge has been plundered by the influence of the material energy because they denied the existence of God. Illusion implies them. Yes, there is no God. Hard work and commit sins so that you may go to hell. Prahlāda Maharaj requests his demoniac friends to give up this idea that there is no God. If we give up this nonsensical idea, then the Supreme Lord, who is beyond our perception, will be pleased and show his mercy to us.
Jai, Srila Prahlāda Maharaj ki Jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Very nice. Thank you very much for that. So, here Prahlāda Maharaj speaks the same, says, saves the world by giving them Krishna consciousness. We discussed earlier that how we can save this world, by giving them Krishna consciousness. And that's the reason why, Sampradaya as well. We make sure that everybody is satisfied, everybody is happy, and mainly that those who are, if we can support each other, the support each other is the very best thing. Ultimately, it should help us in remembering Krishna and chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna. Okay, with this we conclude today's discussion. It went a little different. It was not in my plan, but it concluded. Very nice. So before we go, because it had a bit diverse points, I just wanted to quickly share, ask from all of you if you can share one point which you take today. Today's discussion, please. All of you, please. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. It was a very nice class, very nice discussion from the teachings of Prahlāda Mahārāja. One point that I realized and understood a little bit more was the key differences between personalism and impersonalist philosophy, and also in particular when we talk about dovetailing ourselves, dovetailing our consciousness to the supreme consciousness. What exactly does that mean? Is that devotion, that we need to imbibe in ourselves, which is the key factor, and the bhakti, which leads to more bhakti leads to more bhakti, and that's the deciding factor between bhakti yoga practitioners and other people that follow other or Mayavadi impersonalist teachings. So that's what I realized. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Ambarisha, thank you very much for a really nice class. But the one first point is like we support each other, help each other, and to grow in Krishna consciousness. That's my one. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
So Prabhupada wrote the same, at the end. How can we save the whole world, We can give them Krishna consciousness, help each other, be compassionate, merciful. Jai, Jai. We're not saying anything new. Prabhupada are saying this. Credit goes to him.
Yes.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Yes,
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes, Mother.
Yes, Guruji, I learned the 4 defects of conditioned life, the 4 MICS mistakes that we made: illusion, propensity to cheat, and the imperfect senses. So these 4 things I understood about the defects of the conditioned life.
Jai. Thank you very much. So your senses are imperfect, I must say yes. Jai. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Prabhupada says this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Thank you, Prabhu, for the amazing discussion. I like the discussion, and the one point that I like is that when you told the story of the devotee 1 and devotee 2, that we don't have to be very scholar and very big to have Krishna, but humbleness is very important. That's what I like. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's for my benefit. Only for my benefit.
There were many points, but the one point that it was you may be a very good scholar, or in a material life you could be a very knowledgeable person, but you'll still be behaving like peanuts. That's Prahlāda Mahārāja. We used to think I'm very knowledgeable, but we don't have the right knowledge. The right knowledge is knowing that and having faith in it.
Yeah, faith is very important. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The one point that I like or I get from this discussion is we are all having our own fields, and we can only control things in our field. But there is a super soul, super controller, that is Krishna. He can control every living being's field. So we should not over endeavor to why we cannot control our situation.
Jai. Very nice. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. We can't even control our own self. We are getting old. I don't want to get old. There's no chance. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. One point I took away, you mentioned to have a peaceful mind, we need a peaceful heart. And how can we have a peaceful heart depends who is in our heart. We try to see things from Krishna's point of view, from what is Krishna's vision. And yeah, in such a way, develop the peaceful heart.
Thank you.
Thank
That's
you.
my,
Hare Krishna.
I'm trying my best for that too. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Yeah.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Hare Krishna.
It's the same point as Pradyumna Prabhuji has mentioned about the stories of DOT 1 and 2. The incident when Narad Muni come back to DOT 2 and said that Krishna was sitting on a big elephant and is passing through the eye of needle. And the DOT 2 is believe that yes, Krishna can do anything, that faith should that faith is very important, and we should have that faith that Krishna can do anything.
Yeah.
Thank
Jai.
you. Yeah, Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Thank you so much for the wonderful class. There were many points that I like, but one point in the end that I can also practice is that demons don't necessarily have horns. They also have, they can look like us. So yeah, look like
They
me.
are,
Hare Krishna.
they are us. I don't understand like, they are to the extent we are not Krishna conscious. I'm sorry, that's me. Just me. Look like me, not us. Okay. I'm not interested in what you look like. You look very nicely, saintly. I look like a demon, two horns, Jai Shri Gurudev ki jai. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, thank you for your very nice class today. So there are many points, but as you mentioned that family members are there and we just keep them in the heart and we tolerate them. But Krishna's children are all living beings, and how do we expand our heart for everyone else? When we start seeing the soul in other people and living entities as well. So generally, especially I can talk about myself. The Matajis, they just protect their own family, their own children, their own, if it is little bit expanded, the relatives, they don't go beyond that.
Yeah.
But as we had Mataji's class today, Vaishnavi class, and then we see how Mataji has given love to all of us, and now we are in different countries, and we have other Vaishnavis who are joining us. So the love is actually expanding, and the fountain source is Mataji there sitting in Auckland. So that is how, if you have Krishna in your heart, then your heart expands for everyone else. So that is the main quality of a preacher, and we can see this quality in you and Mataji both. So thank you, Prabhuji, for that. I take this
Thank
point
you.
today.
Hare Krishna. Actually, it is yours and Prabhuji's teaching. You're expanding, the mercy beyond your
All good,
family. So
Prabhuji.
all these new people are coming devotees. They will learn and they will have teams. They'll expand their mercy. This is what we want, this is what we want. My real wish is this will continue. This will keep continuing, it doesn't stop. But it's the hands of Guru Maharaj and Krishna. But that is correct.
Yes. Yes, Prabhuji, also Guru Maharaj's love for everyone, all we have seen that. And I didn't have much association with Guru Maharaj, but Bapu Seva, but Vani Seva I have seen through you. I have experienced all the love he has given all of us. So this is all Gurudev's mercy.
Yeah, it's even giving now. Everyone who has not met Maharaj.
Yes, yes, yes.
And I write in every offering, every year I write this, that our challenge is this, that they all experience Guru Maharaj in their lives. That is our challenge of preaching. Otherwise, we don't want to do preaching.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you're credit, honestly. Hare Krishna. And hopefully this mercy will keep going infinitely, unlimitedly. When we are dead and gone, next generation dead and gone, next generation dead and gone, new people are coming, they experience Prabhupada's teachings, Mahārāja Goswami is moved. That's it. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. I just wanted to say, Sarvasiddhi Mataji is giving the credit to us, but you have to take the credit yourself, and Prabhuji also, Avinash Prabhu. And that's what the devotees mentioned, that they are getting so much love and affection and so much care is being taken of them. Many devotees mentioned that, and so that experience they're having. Yeah. Hare Krishna. And just the one point, as everyone's saying, there's a lot of points. I'm so confused which point is more important. I was just debating within my head. But for me, I think same point about devotee 1 and 2, and that consciousness of devotee 2, that Krishna can do anything, and that I'm nobody. And actually, the consciousness that I'm not eligible to go back, that humbleness. I think that is what I aspire to have.
Hare Krishna, Amrish Prabhu, and Hare Krishna, Mataji, and Hare Krishna, Krishna Prabhu, and Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Mataji, we are just passing the baton with our best possible capacity. We're trying to be honest, that's what we tell. Whatever I am doing, that's what I have learned from all of you. And yes, Amrish told me long back, honesty is our currency. Okay. So everything is okay as long as you're honest. So that same thing we talk. So anyway, my realization from, not realization, the point which I picked was the question which Parth asked. And the way Prabhupada, the way Amrish Prabhu answered this question. And people cannot understand that how Amrish Prabhu, he knows the answer, he can answer the question. Why is not answering? Yeah, there's a common sense answer, understanding. And then answering question also. So that was my pick. And also that's what we talk about. When I meet new devotees, I train people here that we ask questions, we agitate them, we don't give answers to them. If they want answer, come to the classes, become serious. And normally what happens, we start giving them knowledge without understanding that whether they qualify for the knowledge or not. And then Amrish Prabhu was saying that we want your concepts to be clear because you are going to be a preacher. So getting your concept clear is the most important thing, because understanding Krishna consciousness the way you want to understand is going to make you, Amrish Prabhu said, you are going to jump up and right something like this. That's exactly what happens here. So that's my take from this session today. So it's a good brush up for us also. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shri Gurudev ki jai. Thank you very much for nice services, Prabhuji. This is how even we are passing the baton. I'm doing nothing. Every day I just pray to Guru Maharaj, let it pass the baton, let it continue to pass throughout. Please bless us. So it doesn't stop. It should never stop. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. On passing the baton, I was thinking, actually, that is the important thing, Prabhu, that we are not contaminating it. So it's not ordinary. So that also, the credit has to go. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji, for your very nice class. And class is more of a discussion. So I enjoyed actually personalism and impersonalism, the debate, and actually the concepts clarification. So we heard this actually before as well, but the point that actually got me thinking about the debate between the Mayavadis and personalists, where we mentioned, so that actually there used to be debates and they come with their whole team, their followers. And if you lose the actually debate, then you have to accept the other, actually the opposition as their guru. So I thought actually that's quite, means I can't imagine if that happens, like you're accepting somebody else's philosophy because you just lost in a debate. And I remember that Prabhupada always said that you should actually even know your opposition or impersonalized philosophy by heart as well, so that way you can preach effectively. So today there was a lot of discussion around that, Prabhuji, I think I found that very interesting, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
It was interesting for me also. I had not prepared for that. I thought I'll just give a class. We read, I say some those points which I wanted to say, and that's done. But it went on different way. As Guru Maharaj wanted it that way, So that's wonderful for my benefit. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. You and Mataji also passing the baton very nicely. Please keep passing the baton as it is. And one day they will pass the baton. This is our perfection. That's it. Nothing else. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
We are done now. We have completed all of this given. Okay, I'll wait for 10 more seconds if anyone wants to say anything. No. Okay, thank you very much. Jai Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaurchanda Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. So let's, individually we cannot, but together we can. That's why we are WECAN. It will be futile to say individually we can. No, I don't think so. We can, but some of you may can, but collectively we can do better. Okay, so now whose turn is it today to sing Maharaj, Maharaj, please hear us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Navina ji, Navina Mataji. It's your turn today.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, very nice, very nice. आता तुम्ही मराठीत खूप छान बोलता. घरात बातमी मराठीमध्ये करता तुम्ही. खूप छान. अच्छा माझ्याशीही मराठीत बातमी करा. मला तर माझी म्हणजे माझी मराठी पण नीट होईल. बरोबर बोललो मी?
Yes.
मला येत होती पण आपण प्रॅक्टिस नाही ना म्हणून विसरलो थोडस.
विसरले तुम्ही विसरले.
हा काफी विसरले. माझे वडील काका ते खूप छान मराठी बोलतात. तर मला असं समजलं नाही ते गुजराती आहे म्हणून. किती छान मराठी बोलतात ते. हो एकदम. Okay, very nice, Navina. Please sing very nicely, Navina Mataji. Oh, we got Subhadra Devi Mataji also here. Hare Krishna. All of you look so big, man. My God. I was telling Navina Mataji, I cannot call you Navina. I cannot fool with you anymore. You have become grown up now, so I have to be very careful, So
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Subhadra Mataji. Now we'll call you Mataji only, bhai. Both of you. Hare Krishna. All bless all of you. Hare Krishna. Very nice. Madhav is okay? His hand is all right? Madhav Prabhu's?
Yes, he got a bit tired, so he fell asleep.
Okay. That's fine. His hand is all right?
Yes, he's getting better.
Good to hear. Wonderful. All the best. Right? Okay. So Navina Mataji, you can sing very nicely. Sing with actions and we'll follow you, okay? 1, 2, 3, start.
Mahārāja, please hear us.
Mahārāja, please hear us.
We have learned some real good stuff.
Mahārāja,
we have learned one thing.
Mahārāja, we have learn one thing.
And today for you we will sing.
And today for you we will sing.
If our room is clean,
If our room is clean,
then our mind is clean.
then our mind is clean.
If our mind is clean,
If our mind is clean,
we can do anything.
we can do anything.
If our room is dirty,
If our room is dirty,
then so are we.
then so are we.
And if we are dirty,
And if we are dirty,
we're not happy.
we're not happy.
Wasting time
Wasting time
is the greatest crime.
is the greatest crime.
Because wasted time
Because wasted time
means a wasted mind.
means a wasted mind.
So best use your time
So best use your time
when you're in your prime.
when you're in your prime,
And your whole life
and your whole life
will be sublime.
will be sublime.
If your wealth is gone,
If your wealth is gone,
then there's nothing wrong.
then there's nothing wrong.
But if your health is gone,
But if your health is gone,
that's a different song.
that's a different song.
But if your character dies,
But if your character dies,
then the world will cry.
then the world will cry.
Only saintly behavior,
Only saintly behavior,
that's humanity thrive.
does humanity thrive.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna
We must always remember Krishna
and never forget him too.
and never forget him too.
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
But how are we to practice this with so many things to do?
That is the greatest question.
That is the greatest question.
And here is the greatest clue.
And here is the greatest clue.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
You must learn to work so nicely that Krishna remembers you.
So listen very closely
So listen very closely
and make your thinking sharp.
and make your thinking sharp.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
Let's learn how we can live and work so Krishna won't depart.
If something's due tomorrow,
If something's due tomorrow,
finish it today.
finish it today.
And whatever's due today,
And whatever's due today,
do it now, don't delay.
do it now, don't delay.
If your friends might be lazy,
If your
Yeah,
friends
not
might
if,
be
not if,
busy,
not if. Can I continue? Your
your
friends
friends
might be
might
late.
be lazy. Your friends might be lazy
your friends might be lazy
or doing bad things.
or doing bad things,
But you think again,
but you think again,
don't follow them,
don't follow them,
and you will win in the end.
and you will win in the end.
Whatever work we're given,
Whatever work we given,
we do our very best.
we do our very best.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
We only live with what we need and give Krishna the rest.
This is how to live, to work, and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
This is how to live, to work and to play. If you learn to live this way, we'll see Krishna every day.
And when the time is up, he'll take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with our hearts full of love.
And when our time is up, he will take us up above. We'll sing and dance with him with a heart full of love.
So chant Krishna's names, his glories and his fame is the only way this world will ever become sane.
So chant Krishna's names, his glory, then his fame. This is the only way this world will ever become sane.
Now please ask this greatest question
Now please ask this greatest question
and find this greatest clue.
and find this greatest clue.
You can only remember Krishna
You can only remember Krishna
if Krishna remembers you.
if Krishna remembers you.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
We must always remember Krishna.
Oh, we did.
Always remember Krishna.
I thought we did.
Yes.
We finished, Navina ji. Navina Mataji. Now you must leave me go. I'm very hungry now. You cannot repeat this again. Jai. Holiness Srila Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Santa Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki Jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Chandra Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Hari Hari Bol.
Krishna Vasa Bhutara Shmari Mahavishnu Goswami Srinamini. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vasa Bhutara Shmari Bhakti Devi Govardhan Krishna Devi Sheshwadhar. Okay, Krishna willing.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week, same place, same time. Till then, chant Hare Krishna and be happy. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Thank
Krishna
you.
Prabhuji, thank you.
Prabhuji, thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.